Let's begin first talking about what methylene blue is and its anti-cancer potential. First of all, it's used in medicine as a photosensitizer, which means it's combined with other compounds in cancer care and it enhances the efficacy of the cancer care. It also has historically been used as an anti-malarial drug and also to treat a condition known as methemoglobinemia, which is a condition where the oxygen molecule does not detach easily from the hemoglobin molecule, and that obviously is a problem that creates a anaerobic or oxygen poor environment, and cancer cells love oxygen poor environments. So let's talk about some more details about how methylene blue actually works. First of all, it's effective against several different cancers, including colorectal cancer, melanomas, and carcinomas in preclinical models. And one of its mechanisms of action, how it works in the body, is it induces cell death in cancer cells and it spares healthy cells. How convenient is that? And the studies that have been done so far show some very promising outcomes. For example, methylene blue's been shown to reduce tumor size and slow progression in resistant ovarian cancer, a type of cancer that has a very high mortality. And some of the risks are that it may induce what's known as serotonin syndrome. That's where serotonin levels in the body are too high. So it's important to make sure that any medications or nutritional supplements that you're taking will not add to this risk of melatonin syndrome. And some of those nutrients that might do that would include melatonin, for example, tryptophan, GABA, which is called gamma aminobutyric acid, and there are some others. Again, be careful. And then there is the dose range in the studies that range somewhere from 0.04 milligrams per kilogram. And there's no standard dosing, however. That depends on the individual, their stage of cancer, and other factors. All right, so how exactly does methylene blue affect cancer cells? What are its targets molecularly speaking? So first of all, methylene blue interferes with cancer cell metabolism by targeting its mitochondrial function. And the mitochondria, as you might remember from 7th grade biology class, is the powerhouse of the cell. It's an organelle, a tiny little organ, you might say, within a cell that produces energy in the form of ATP. And methylene blue interferes with cancer cells' production of ATP. That's a good thing. Also, methylene blue increases what are known as reactive oxygen species, which break down cancer cells. Cancer cells also rely heavily on a physiologic process in the body known as glycolysis. And by interfering with glycolysis and mitochondrial energy production, cancer cells are much more susceptible to successful cancer therapies. Methylene blue also disrupts what's known as the electron transport chain, another energy-producing pathway in the body, which would result in depletion of energy in cancer cells. And again, this part is really important. Healthy cells are less affected due to their lower reliance on glycolysis and better antioxidant defenses, making methylene blue selectively toxic to cancer cells. Any conversation about a medication would be incomplete unless we also spoke about nutritional interactions, both foods and nutritional supplements. I'll give you a positive or synergistic reaction with methylene blue and a nutrient, and that nutrient would be vitamin C. However, intravenous vitamin C acts as a pro-oxidant. I'll say that again. Vitamin C intravenously does not act as an antioxidant, which is what we've been taught is a good thing. But then again, it acts as an oxidant. So if you want combined synergistic effects of oxidation, which we know kills cancer cells, combining methylene blue with vitamin C may be appropriate, but there are reasons why some people should not take vitamin C or methylene blue for that matter. Now, vitamin C acts synergistically with methylene blue, as I just mentioned, due to increased oxidative stress that's intravenously. Oral vitamin C almost always works as an oxidant, or I should say an antioxidant. And there are laboratory tests which you can run on a patient that will tell you whether or not their overall state of metabolism is oxidative or antioxidative. And then there's coenzyme Q10. That's another popular nutrient used for heart disease and neuropathies and many other conditions, but it supports mitochondrial function in healthy cells. So by using methylene blue, you can help protect and shore up those healthy cells against oxidative stress produced by methylene blue, which would then kill cancer cells through oxidative mechanisms. And vitamin B6, B12, and folic acid are extremely important for detoxification pathways, and they aid in metabolism and clearance of methylene blue from the body. So when it's time to get this stuff out of the body so it doesn't continue to promote oxidative stress and wear down the healthy cell's ability to maintain their antioxidant potential against methylene blue, we may want to use B6, B12, or folic acid, and we want to use the activated forms of those nutrients. Fiber also is very important for eliminating oxidative products once you're done with methylene blue. And then there are polyphenols. These are plant compounds like green tea and turmeric. And studies have shown that they seem to interfere with reactive oxygen species, so that would reduce the effect of methylene blue. So again, there are many different adverse methylene blue drug nutrient interactions, and then there are also several positive synergistic reactions between various nutrients and foods and methylene blue. And they are beyond the scope of this talk today.